Welcome to today's episode, where we dive deep into a fascinating and often overlooked corner of our digital world. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media, reading posts that paint a picture of how people should behave in the real world? Today, I want to talk about a trend I've noticed on one particular subreddit that might leave you scratching your head or nodding in agreement. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's explore this intriguing narrative together. Imagine scrolling through a vibrant online community where everyone seems to agree on every single post. It's like stepping into a world where dissent is unheard of, where every comment aligns perfectly with the next, creating an echo chamber that feels both comforting and slightly unsettling at the same time. This isn't just about agreeing, it's about a shift in judgment that often diverges from how people outside this bubble would perceive certain situations. Now, picture yourself engaging in conversations on this subreddit. Over time, you start to notice something peculiar. While the community thrives on discussions about individual rights and personal freedom, there's an underlying tone that suggests any form of compromise or collective responsibility is out of place. You read stories where people are hailed as heroes for choosing their own comfort over helping others, or celebrated for prioritizing their needs above all else. Can you imagine feeling validated by this community when you refuse to help a neighbor in need? What if your decision to not attend social gatherings just because they don't align with your personal schedule is seen as the epitome of independence rather than isolation? But here's where it gets interesting. While this subreddit champions individualism and personal choice, the real world often has different standards. Imagine walking into a room at work and finding out that everyone thinks you're an asshole for not joining in team lunches, even though on Reddit you might be praised for maintaining your boundaries. Or consider the scenario of taking the last cookie when you know a child is waiting behind you. On one hand, it's about personal entitlement. On the other, it's about empathy and consideration for others. The real world would likely judge this act as selfish, while Reddit may see it differently. These discrepancies highlight a growing disconnect between online communities and our everyday lives. It raises questions. Are we drifting away from traditional values? Is there something inherently wrong with valuing individualism over collectivism? Let's dive deeper into some of these examples. Imagine being the one who decides not to carpool for a week while your colleague's car is in the shop, even though it would only take 10 minutes out of your day. In the Reddit echo chamber, you might be seen as someone who stands firm on personal time and space. But outside this bubble, people are likely to think you're being selfish. Or consider a situation where you decide not to babysit for your sibling because they didn't help you when you needed it last year. On Reddit, there's a chance that others will agree with your stance, but in the real world, people might see it as lacking empathy and family support. These moments challenge us to reflect on our values and beliefs. Are we more aligned with the online community or the societal norms around us? It's not about being right or wrong. It's about understanding where these differences come from and why they matter. So, what does this mean for you? Should you continue to engage in conversations that align with your personal values but might clash with real-world expectations? Or should you find ways to bridge the gap between online communities and everyday life? This is a conversation worth having. It's about understanding where our beliefs come from and why they matter. It's about finding balance, whether it means engaging more thoughtfully in online discussions or bringing your values into alignment with how people see you offline. As we wrap up today's episode, I hope this has sparked some reflection and perhaps even a conversation or two. Remember, the internet is just one part of our lives. It's important to consider how these digital spaces impact our real-world interactions. So, take a moment to think about your own values and beliefs. Are they in sync with what you see online, or do they align more closely with the world around you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. And, as always, don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content like this. Your support helps us continue exploring these important topics together. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.